Washington Wizards advance to the conference semifinals by beating the Atlanta Hawks tonight here in Atlanta. Remember that argument a couple of years ago that Bradley Beal and John Wall kind of started about the best backcourt in the NBA with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, obviously, and C.J. McCollum. Kind of went away for a while.
I think it's back. They're in the conversation now.
They look like they might have a pretty good argument tonight. Yeah. Well, 42 for John Wall, 31 for Bradley Beal, and they scored 24 of the Wizards' 26 fourth-quarter points. Post-game here on NBA TV, we'll get you the press conference coverage here. As always, Drew Gooden, Sam Mitchell, I'm Matt Weiner. The Wizards led this game by as many as 22 before Atlanta came back, got it within 3, and then John Wall kind of took the thing over.
Well, you look at it started on the defense. That's the thing Scott Brooks got to be so happy about his basketball team. When Atlanta made the run, and you expect teams to do that in a game of this magnitude, John Wall made the biggest play of the series. He chased down Dennis Schroeder, who could have cut the lead to 1 and blocked the shot. But all night, Atlanta kept coming over the top, but their bigs were dropping. And John Wall just kept coming over top, lining up those 17, 18 footers. And then once that started going, then he'd be throwing an occasional 3. But when he started attacking the basket, Drew, it was all over. And when he started putting Dennis Schroeder, it kind of reminded me of Westbrook a little bit. Started backing Dennis Schroeder down. The Hawks started having to sag off and help, and then he started finding his teammates.
Absolutely. When you have a guy like John Wall, and when he pushes the pace and he gets into the paint, it's like bees to honey. And we all heard that. We heard that terminology plenty of times before, and it's either a score or a kick out for a wide open 3. And big ups to them. I was in that locker room 2 years ago when we lost to the Hawks, and I looked at Bradley Beal and John Wall in the eyes. I said, guys, remember this feeling. Yeah. And you know what? I feel like I was part of this win. So good job.
You still feel it? You're celebrating.
Good job. I'm happy. I called it.
Make sure you call in when they get their playoffs and get your share.
Let's take you through the highlight tonight as Wall and the Wizards tried to become another road team to clinch. Here, Dave Pasch talking about it during the broadcast. John Wall splits the D, loves that left hand, particularly when dunking.
I mean, Matt, John Wall, since he's added this part to his game, it's just been unbelievable to watch his growth from an all-star caliber player to a superstar.
Game 6 was about time for an incident like this. What do you make of this?
Well,
Bradley Beal goes for the dunk, thought he got shoved here. Bazemore definitely got an arm on him. You guys know you're particularly vulnerable in the air.
When you're in the air like that and someone put their hands on you, it scares the bejesus out of you. And it makes you come down awkward. If you look at Bradley Beal, he landed awkwardly because when you go up, in your mind, you already know how you're going to handle. Somebody put their hand on you like that, it scares you.
Question will be who left the bench and when. The NBA will have to determine that between games, but that really could impact Game 1 now, Sunday in Boston. We'll talk about that more in just a little minute. Wizards, meanwhile, just running from one end of the floor to the other, 24-4 via the fast break in the first half. On plays like this.
Yeah, I think this was a tale of the tape right here. Turnovers that led to transition baskets, especially in the first half.
And it was a 19-point lead at the half. But here come the Hawks. They won the quarter by a dozen. They won a 14-2 run along the way. Schroeder can't connect there.
And Coach Bud, he took a gamble leaving Paul Millsap in with 4 fouls. He could have took him out, but leaving him in to finish third and going that run, I mean, that was a gamble, but it paid off.
So it's an 89-82 game. Grant Hill
look like he still play a little bit.
Kind of excited, kind of nervous.
Especially with that jersey.
A little both. Bazemore for 3, and it's 91-87. Julio Jones cheering on the Hawks. No, we're not going anywhere, Kent Bazemore says. At least not yet. Play of the game. 3-point game, Sam told you, could have been 1. Here comes Wall, chase down block on Schroeder.
Do they have cable? How often do they see LeBron James chase down? You got to dump the ball when you're out front like that.
Well, then he responds not only with defensive block, but the next 2 buckets for Washington.
Time to go back to D.C., folks.
More from Wall, just getting heated up in the fourth quarter. How fast is he?
His first 2 steps, man, are as fast as I've ever seen in my 20-plus years in the NBA.
And Wall, again, into the paint. 19 of his 42 in the fourth quarter. Bye-bye, Hawks. So long. See you next year. Washington wins 113 115-99 as Wall and Beal combined for 73 points and scored 24 of the Wizards' 26 in the fourth quarter. Bradley Beal will be with us here in just a few minutes, we're told, from down the street, a couple miles away at Phillips Arena, as the Washington Wizards advance. Now get a shot at the Boston Celtics, who routed the Bulls tonight. That'll happen on Sunday.
I was wrong with both of my picks. I just assumed, especially in this Hawks series, the way the Hawks had dominated Washington, even though Washington was up 3-2. Hawks dominated them at home, and John Wall just made up his mind, he and Bradley Beal. And Matt, you talk about that conversation, the best backcourt. They are definitely in it, because when Bradley Beal is shooting that way and John Wall is pushing the ball with that pace and finishing, the thing that surprised me, Drew, the Hawks never adjusted their defense. They kept coming over the top, but they were dropping their bigs. And John Wall figured out, he just came off and started shooting wide open 15-foot jump shot.
I think for the Hawks, it's kind of like pick your poison. Go over, he's going to get to the basket and get in the paint and make plays. You go under, he's going to hit you with a jump shot. And now, let's don't forget about Bradley Beal in this situation. He took 16 shots and had 31 points. I mean, this guy's out there, you give him 16 shots, won't have 16 points, let alone 31 points. So let's don't forget that he had a tremendous game as well.
Now you're going to have a second-round series against the Boston Celtics. And remember, these two teams don't like each other, and we know that because they've told us that. Yeah. They've said it publicly. You have the all-black game.
I can't wait.
You had theme days going on for these two teams during the regular season, and that always adds a little something to the series. Just in terms of who's on the floor and the way these two play, how do you see it playing out?
I think it's going to be a chippy series.
Yeah.
We thought this series was chippy. You know, we thought the Milwaukee Bucks was a physical game with a Toronto Raptors series, but I think we haven't seen any physicality until we see the Boston Celtics Washington Wizards matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. When you look at guys like Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, those guys are tough, hard-nosed defenders. They're going to come after John Wall and Bradley Beal. But the thing that impressed me about John Wall and Bradley Beal, how strong they play. And this is going to be a tough series, because you know Smart and Bradley, they're going to hold, they're going to grab, they're going to bang. They're going to do some borderline illegal stuff to try to get you off. Hey, look, if I'm watching the tape and I just saw the backcourt get 73 points, and we got to start playing against them Sunday, I'm doing whatever I have to do game one to send a message that it's not going to be easy, especially John Wall. You cannot let him live in the paint the way he did against Atlanta. And I'm surprised somebody from Atlanta didn't give him not a dirty foul, but a couple of hard fouls.
Hard
Absolutely.
foul,
Got to.
Didn't really happen. He burned